Hello! Today I thought I'd walk you through how I did this fairy drawing. As you can see, I start out with a completely different design. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought maybe she'd be like standing or something. I scrap it pretty quickly. I was like, I can do better. I can totally change it and do a totally different drawing instead, which is a good thing to do. And at first I have her kind of like touching her foot, and I switch her arms so that she's like doing this kind of woo-woo motion with her hands. I don't know, I thought maybe she's using some magic. I want to change the legs again after I like add all these details because I'm still not happy with it. And at this point I'm like, she can't just be sitting around naked. Maybe I should give her some clothes and accessories, figure out what the foot looks like. I have like a rough idea, so sometimes when I get bored of walking in, I'll just go and do some fun stuff like add details. Yeah, see there, change the foot, change the leg. I think it turned out for the best. I gave her some little toe rings. I keep giving her like random accessories. I give her a little hair braid, and at this point I discovered that it'd be kind of fun if her hair was like a sheet, so I do this kind of line so it's kind of got more movement, and I still decide that I'd like to keep her wings torn up. And then we are finally moving on to the inking stage. I struggled with the pupil for a bit. One of my big mistakes when I was a student was always having the pupils like slightly misaligned or not looking in the right direction. I really like this scratchy inker I use. It makes it really easy to make corrections and erase stuff. And because it's kind of bumpy, you don't notice if a line has been erased and fixed because it's all kind of uneven anyway. So I get a lot of leeway for that. Do the little details. I hum and haw over whether I'm going to add shade under the neck, but I decided I'm going to do that in color instead of in ink. I give her little bandages around her foot for some reason, more jewelry, and then surprisingly the hardest part of this is I'm bad at drawing the sparkle. Don't know why. And this is a technique that I use that is very inconvenient, but I just like to do a nice wash over the whole area that I'm attempting to color and then erase it, like carve it out. And then recently I realized I don't need to do that. I can just use the selection tool and then only paint within the correct area, and it's 100 times more easier. I wish I could have told myself that a year ago. And at this point I think I consider that I'm going to keep having some of the green of her hair in her skin to try and make her look more otherworldly, but I'm eventually going to change my mind on that and pretty much erase all of it. Which is easy to do when you use the selection tool. Oh yeah, and here you can see I debate about adding an extra layer of shading to her face, and then I decide against it and erase the whole thing. If you don't like how something's working, you don't need to keep it. You put it on a new layer and delete it if you don't like it. And half the time, I don't like it, so I delete it. Now we're just going into the little details, adding the sparkle, and we're done. Really happy with how the coloring turned out. I think the light source is pretty clear. And yeah, she's pretty cute.